that's talked to me about it. It's maybe the wrong audience to make this point, but U.S.-China relations are complicated. Even at the Heritage Foundation, we've been to China. I've been to China. I go every year. We have a relationship with the embassy. It's not as good as a lot of people have in town. We didn't get invited to any events this week, so I think that tells us something. But we have a constructive, respectful relationship there. But I've always maintained, since I've been here as director of this program, that our relationship, that is Heritage's relationship with the Chinese government, and the broader U.S.-China relationship for that matter, is best served by honesty. That goes for the present, it goes for our conversations with them about policy choices, human rights issues, a number of other things. It goes about the future, sort of painting for them a picture of what the future looks like, absent any reform there on the political side.
Yeah, I don't think microphone is on.
And I think so.
It is?
Yeah. But it also speaks to the past. It's also important to be honest about the past. So when Dr. Edwards came to me with this idea, I immediately saw the value in our doing it, because besides it's always an honor to work with Dr. Edwards on programs we do here at Heritage Foundation. I don't know how well you know him, but he is truly an institution at Heritage Foundation. And I'm always honored to share the stage with my friend Harry Wu. He's been a good friend of Lee's over the years, a very good friend of the Heritage Foundation, and someone that keeps us true to our principles here. We're very, very lucky to have him here. Welcome. Jasper Becker and Frank DeCotter will be here later. They're renowned experts on this topic, as well as some of the other panelists we have here, of course. We don't do many historical programs here at Heritage, in our ASC hat, but I can tell you this is the best, most comprehensive, most constructive way to approach an issue like this. Get serious scholars together, people that really know these issues, and talk about their expertise. In reading a summary of Dr. DeCotter's book, I understand it's actually enabled by a change in law in the PRC that has made available more documents on the Mao era and is changing the way that people look at the Mao era. I think that would be something worthwhile talking about today, that is how things are changing in a way that may make a reassessment of Mao's biography and contribution to the disasters in China over his rule, make that more area of debate and discussion in the mainland. We all have to come to grips with history. I don't want to make a moral equivalency argument here, but I'm a Southerner, and I'm proud of it. But at the same time, I understand the moral problems that the South had in its history. And so it's not a moral equivalency argument to say that there's an important value in coming to grips with your history as a people. And the fact that the Chinese people have not been able to do that, particularly when it comes to the legacy of Mao Zedong, I think is a problem for everyone, because as I think Dr. Cotter himself has pointed out, the things that led to the Great Famine, the corruption, the central control, central planning, the lack of civil society, all of those things that basically enabled that to happen are still in place today. And so I think it seems like events far off and a long time away, but actually it's quite relevant to understand how it happened and to prevent it from happening again, and what sort of reforms need to happen in China to ensure that. So with that, I'll turn it over to Harry, and he can get us started. I wanted to just let you know there are additional handouts outside that you may not have picked up, so maybe at the break if you want to grab those, please help yourself. Thank you.